Hello everyone, and welcome to our journey exploring innovative agricultural solutions. It may sound unbelievable, but right in the heart of Brazil's grasslands, farmers have adopted a warfare tactic, digging deep trenches around their fields to stop wild boars. In a single night, these herds can sweep through and obliterate everything in their path, moving as a pack, trampling crops, and tearing down any obstacle they encounter. No iron fences, no electric wires, just a deep ditch. And it's proving to be remarkably effective. In the remote countryside of Brazil, wild boars have become a living nightmare haunting every field. They do far more than just ravage crops. They trample rows of corn, rip cassava straight from the earth, topple towering sugarcane, even attack livestock and spread disease. It takes just a single night for the damage to climb into the thousands of dollars, a figure heavy enough to drain both the pocket and the spirit. For farmers long accustomed to watching their harvest laid to waste, the exhaustion runs deeper than weary faces. It seeps into every breath they take. They decided to use a completely different approach. Instead of relying on electric fences, traps, or chemicals, they chose to dig deep, wide trenches around their farmland. The solution is remarkably simple. When wild boars approach, they're immediately met by a deep trench blocking their path. Unable to jump over or climb down safely, they easily fall in. And once they're down there, getting out is no easy task. At first, many thought this was an extreme measure, perhaps even excessive. But reality told a different story. The wild boars either ended up trapped below or lost heart and turned away. Few could have imagined that something so seemingly crude would prove to be so clever and so remarkably effective. These trenches are no small matter. In many places, they're dug so deep and wide they resemble earthen fortresses. Yet for the farmers, they stand as the strongest shield to safeguard the hard-earned fruits of an entire season's labor. Wild boars aren't just a nuisance, they're a grave threat. They move in tightly coordinated groups, and in just a single night, they can wipe out months of painstaking work. Worse still, they carry the risk of spreading disease wherever they roam. Across much of southern and southeastern Brazil, a single night's rampage can cost farmers thousands of dollars in losses. Worn down by endless waves of destruction, many farmers chose to take matters into their own hands right from the start. They carved trenches into the earth, stretching 1 to 1.5 meters deep and over a meter wide, their steep sides making it nearly impossible for wild boars to climb back out once they've fallen in. Across vast stretches of farmland, turning these trenches into kilometer-long defensive lines is no small feat. Yet many farmers willingly encircle their entire property with these earthen barriers. Because in return, they gain a solution that is clear, practical, and above all remarkably effective. There's another major advantage. No electricity, no fences, no poisons, and no constant monitoring required. These trenches simply sit there, quietly doing their job like steadfast walls of natural defense. They're incredibly hard to breach. They work in silence, causing no panic among other wildlife, releasing no scent, needing no current, no chemicals. It sounds almost perfect, doesn't it? But like any solution, this one comes with a price. Its biggest drawback? Cost. Digging trenches of this scale demands heavy machinery, skilled operators, fuel, and above all, time. For large farms or land as hard as stone, the work isn't just expensive. It can take days to complete, posing a real challenge for any farmer. Building these trenches is far from simply grabbing a shovel and getting started. It's a serious investment, both financially and in careful planning. In many regions, the cost per meter can exceed $2. It might not sound like much at first, but stretch that across a farm's perimeter of 5, 10, or even 20 kilometers, and the numbers climb, quickly reaching tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's just the upfront expense. Over time, the cost of maintenance continued to rise, adding another layer of burden for these farmers. In areas where the rains are heavy and the soil prone to erosion, these trenches can quickly collect mud, turning into stagnant pools or clogged waterways. What once stood as a firm line of defense may soon collapse into little more than a muddy quagmire if not carefully maintained. When the ground is packed with rock and hard soil, digging these trenches demands even more time and effort. That's why a proper drainage system complete with channels, outlets, and even retaining walls is essential to keep the trenches intact year-round, especially through the punishing rains of the wet season. Safety is another factor that simply can't be overlooked. Without clear markings, these trenches can become hidden traps where heavy machinery might tumble in. Workers could slip under the cover of night, or trucks end up stuck while trying to cross. Clear warnings and well-designed crossings are absolutely vital to prevent accidents. Highly visible signs should be placed in obvious locations, steering people and vehicles away from danger. It's wise to avoid digging trenches in areas with heavy foot or vehicle traffic. Small bridges or drive overpass can also be built to keep movement safe and uninterrupted. So the next time you see fields surrounded by what look like war trenches, don't laugh. You're witnessing farmers fighting to protect their crops, their land, and their future. Every meal you have is thanks to someone out there digging trenches under the sun. Share this story so their struggle is heard. No frills, just the truth. Until next time, stay healthy, and may your harvest be plentiful.